Hi there, welcome. My name is Alison Marks, and I'm going to be talking with you about how we know things, about finding your answers, about how the world talks to you. There's, no secret that we're, as a planet, undergoing so much change right now. So much change. It's mind blowing. It's mind boggling. Or it's just like coming bam, bam, bam. And what's happening is that things that used to work great, it was just the way reality was, just like poof, don't work anymore sometimes. We're undergoing a change in our operating system. And that's a planetary operating system, universal operating system. I'm not sure. It's bigger than me, but I also know that as Allison, I have to also upgrade my personal operating system to match. Sometimes that's done to me or for me. Sometimes I go kicking and screaming. Sometimes I go along gracefully and happily, but I know that also there are some things that I can be doing to actively participate in that upgrade. And I think that it's not as hard or as horrible as it sometimes feels like from, the old self that doesn't want to let go. The ego that wants to keep things the way it is or wants to be right. Definitely, I have a part of me that always wants to be right. But, when we let go, when we go along with what's already happening, whether we like it or not, things can work out much better and easier for us. And the truth of who we really are is that we are not individuals. We are integral parts of a much more vast and beautiful and integrated systems, layers, levels of systems. And just like there are many systems and many different kinds of systems within ourselves, we have an emotional system, a spiritual system, we have a physical system. Within that physical system, there's different things that work completely differently. If we're looking at the meridian systems of Chinese traditional medicine, of acupuncture, how acupuncture accesses the physical body, it's a really different way than a doctor who would go, like say a specialist in endocrinology or a specialist in nerves or in vascular health. All of them are true, right? They all work. Some of them might be more useful for different kinds of things that we're facing than others. So just like there are all these different kinds of systems within our body, we are a system within other larger bodies. And it's really an important time for us to understand how we are an intricate part of the dance of life, right? To feel, not to understand with our heads, like to grasp and to study and to like get all the physics and science of it, but to understand with our hearts, to feel ourselves in that great, beautiful weaving of tapestry of life. We are a thread in that for sure. And we are in constant communication with other aspects of life and with the world around us. That is not necessarily how most of us were raised, right? Most of us were raised going to school, learning to think reasonably with our brains, with our heads. And the way many of us make decisions and choices is to think it through, pros and cons, and then, maybe then later weigh in with our hearts. Is that something that I really want to do? Is that something that fits with me? What we're talking about here is really changing how we interact with the world so that we're moving from our hearts and feeling our way in each moment to how am I connected to the world over here? How am I connected to the world over here? And it gives us more power. It's a more useful way because it's a more true mapping. It's a way to access what's really going on in the world rather than what we just think is going on in the world because of the millions, billions, trillions, gazillions of possibilities. That's the one that we were taught. And so that's the one we cling to. We're like opening up the possibilities here. Even people who've done, obviously, you know, a lot of work, people who have had to do a lot of personal growth work or spiritual, you know, people who've done a lot of spiritual work, this is true for them as well. If you're somebody like that, you know that what you had figured out ain't cutting it in most cases. There's some other things that's being called forth from you too, some new strategies. So that's what I'm super interested in. That's what I want to talk about. Something that I've been a student of my whole life in many different forms. And so I'm just sorry about that there. I got a phone call. Little interruption. So just back to what I'm going to be doing with this series is want to be sharing with you, like I said, information that I've gathered on my own journey, the things that I'm learning. I've had the opportunity and great privilege to know and be in contact with some incredible people alive on the planet right now, and want to bring you some of their voices, some of my own ideas, lots of tools. I want to definitely bring you some tools and some practices that you can use in your own life to help you be in better communication with the world around you, to be able to receive the messages, to learn how to just be more alive, to be more in the dance that's happening. It's a really, really fascinating topic. And the topic, of course, is no less than your whole life. It's the best thing we could be talking about. I know that you are perfect and whole and complete, that there's nothing to fix here. That's not what we're doing. We're not trying to, make you believe something or have you, try to fix all the things that are wrong. No, we're just accessing parts of you that are going to be the most useful and enjoyable and fun. And it's a big value of mine. I want to have fun. So, here we will be just learning how to drop in, how to pay attention, how to be more at agency in our own lives and just live a more full, connected, integrated experience here in life. So I thank you so much for listening so far and want to invite you to keep checking back. Not quite sure what form it's all going to take yet, how often I'll be posting the videos or anything like that, but would love to hear from you, love to hear what you're interested in, and who knows, let's be in the dance together and see what happens, okay? Thank you.